So first of all, lips. Let's talk about lips. So when people have their lipstick on, how do people prevent those lipstick stains from showing up on your glass? So here's mine from my, can you see it there? Is that fabulous on my glass of water? How do you prevent that?
Fabulous. There's a couple different ways you can do it. First of all, there's a wonderful line of long-wear lipsticks nowadays out on the market. You know, something that you can buy like at MAC or Chanel that are like 6 to 8 hour long lipsticks. Now, the big problem with those is that they do tend to be quite drying to the lips.
That was my second question.
Yeah. So an easy way to hold on your lipstick when you're drinking out of a wine glass or a water glass is just very gently lick the lip, or lick the edge of the glass before you put your lip to it. So when there's a moist lip and a moist cup, it will actually not adhere, it will just slide right on by. But if the
glass I'm gonna try or the
cup, okay? So if the glass or the cup is dry and your lip is wet, it's going to adhere, and it's going to take your lipstick right off your face.
Okay, that's really excellent. It just worked.
Very good.
A little trick. Okay, good. And then the second question was, I love long-wear lipstick, especially when I'm working from 7 or 8 in the morning until 10 o'clock with clients all day long. I don't want to have to worry about reapplying, and that's one reason why I really love your foundation. I don't have to reapply. But so I'll wear the long-wear lipsticks, and there's, you know, some great brands. You know, you mentioned a few of them. MAC, I love. There's some drugstore brands that are pretty great recently. But I noticed that they really dry your lips. And so I can't wear them every day, and I recommend them to clients all the time. But how do you prevent your lips from drying? Do you just take a day off and only put chapstick on, or what do you recommend?
That is exactly it. You do have to take some time off from those. And so I only suggest those to people who have to keep their lipstick on all day long. If you're a public speaker, if you're a TV personality, a radio personality, anything like that, those are the kind of people who really should be wearing those kind of things. And women, just take a little bit of time, go to the restroom, and touch up your lipstick. You don't have to do it all, you know, have something that's just going to stay on all day and just run. So with that being said, how do you prevent them from drying out? You really can't prevent them from drying out. But what you can do is correct your lips after they do dry out, okay?
Yep. Which is why it's important for you to keep doing the gloss while it's on too, right?
Exactly. And the gloss is really important to keep it long wearing as well, because if you let them dry too long, they will actually crumble off your lips almost like what cement does.
Yeah.
It's not a pretty look either.
No, not a pretty look. And then I also like that trick. Do you recommend that trick where you pencil in the entire lip and then put your lipstick over it, and that really helps the lipstick from coming off?
It does. And you can do it with a really natural color that almost matches your lips, so it will actually still be a holding pattern for you. Because if you're using, let's say, for instance, just a berry tone lipstick, but you go for a berry tone lip liner all over your lip, it's going to look very dramatic. So instead of just doing that, just pick up a really natural lip color liner that way, put it all over your lip, and then put that berry tone lipstick on it, and it's still going to hold it on a lot longer for you that way.
Excellent. I love that. Okay, good. And then another question I get all the time is the dark circles underneath your eyes.
Yeah. That's a hard one, you know, because the more concealer you put on them, sometimes the more lines it shows to you. And then the drier you keep it so your concealer doesn't move is a hard thing for you to do as well. So what I always suggest to my clients to do is draw the attention away from those dark circles. If you're a person who really suffers from dark circles, puffiness underneath your eyes, don't put anything underneath your eye. Don't put any mascara there. Don't put any eyeliner there, because those are going to be the things that are going to draw your attention to it. What happens is all the attention goes straight up and out, and you look very fresh that way. That's a great tip for people who travel a lot too.
That is great. So only put it on the upper eye, nothing on the lower eye.
Okay, so everything goes up instead of goes down.
Excellent. Excellent.
Okay.
And that brings me to another question. I noticed that people are still stuck in the 80s with makeup, and they're still, well, regardless. When do you think people should wear eyeliner on their lower half of their eye, or if any?
You know, I always, you know, it's always six and one to happen to the other. It depends on the person's personality, ultimately. But with that being said, a lot of my clients will fight me, and they tend to be the more mature clients on fighting me of taking it away from the bottom of their eye. But so a lot of times what I always say, leave it only on the top for the daytime and while you're at work, and then put it underneath your eye for the nighttime, because your day usually starts at, let's say, for instance, 7 o'clock in the morning and goes until work is done with at 5 or 6. Those are very, very long days. But when you're going out for an evening party or evening social occasion, those are usually only 3 to 4 hour stints, so you can keep it looking fresher longer at nighttime by just putting it underneath your eye for nighttime.
Yeah, that's excellent. Okay, great. And what other questions do you get a lot?
You know, number one thing I always get with foundation is my foundation correct? And we've talked about this at the beginning of the show, but for the people who are just coming on, the thing that I want women to do who are not coming to my studio is empower yourself to make a decision on your foundation. If you go to the department store, you go to Macy's, and you strike a foundation on a naked face, and I want you to take a hand mirror, walk outside into some natural light, and see if that matches, if it totally disappears, or if you see it. And then you find the next one with that person standing at that counter, because do not accept a mediocre foundation, because if a foundation is too dark, one shade too dark ages yourself between 4 and 7 years. One shade too light will make you look more gray and ashy, and neither of them are a good scenario.